Welcome to Boise Song Talk. I'm James Coberly Smith. Give me just a second to set this banjo down, if you would, please. Thank you. Songs. What we're going to be doing on Boise Song Talk is we're going to be speaking with a number of the great local songwriters about how they write their songs. Now, they're all great live performers, and I encourage you to go out and see their live shows. But we won't be emphasizing performance on this show. Instead, we'll be speaking with them about how they write their songs. Now, I'm going to start this thing off with a song of my own, but tonight, I'm hoping I can prevail upon our special guest to sing the song for us. So, let's go over and meet tonight's special guest, Leanne Town. Yes, thank you for coming, Leanne Town.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Would you perhaps do me the honor of opening the show singing Argentina?
I'd love to.
Peachy.
I've been counting seasons. You ain't been around. I hear that you found trouble in some dusty one-horse town. Out across the crooked brook, you burned your last bridge down. Take the lonesome stagecoach back to town. I've got 7 silver dollars hid beneath the floor, back behind the organ near the musty church house door. Plain as day, the time has come to lay your gun belts down. Take the lonesome stagecoach back to town. I'll be waiting for you, Argentina, where the skies are blue. There I'll be. Come back home, you fool, Argentina. I will sing a lullaby you need. Summertime, the wind don't blow. It's hot as hot can be. The stillness of the year reminds me you ain't here with me. Alone is too much empty. Turn them boots around. Take the lonesome stagecoach back to town. I'll be waiting for you, Argentina, where the skies are blue. There I'll be. Come back home, you fool, Argentina. Sing a lullaby you need, Argentina. All right, Leanne Town. Thank you. Oh, thanks.
Thank you. All right.
Of course,
excellent.
that's your song.
Well, it is, and it just goes to show, you know, sometimes you write songs. That song written from the female point of view, no better voice to sing it than yours, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, so the first time I heard your singing voice was in a very unexpected situation. We were in a living room with a small group of people, and we were talking about a particular songwriter. And in the course of conversation, you just started singing a couple lines from this songwriter's song. And I stopped, I just said to myself, whoa, what was that? Singing sound. Spectacular. I didn't say anything, I just went, oh. And then I heard you at Live After 5 with Red and Gray. And you were singing a bluesy song. And your voice came searing through that PA and knocked me out again. And then later I come to find out you're also a great songwriter. So, why don't we get a sense of your musical history, how you got started with music and all?
Well, that's a good question,
Yes,
really.
it is.
This is a good question because I really didn't think that I would end up in music, playing a lot more music. I started out as drawing as an artist. That's really how I started out. But I sang a lot growing up too, but I was very shy. I never thought I would be on stage. So, you know, I drew a lot of pictures. And that's kind of how I got started. It just led me right into the music. Even though I grew up in a fairly musical household as well. My mother sang. She was classically trained to sing opera and played classical piano. So I did listen to a lot of music, but I think I was maybe 19 when I first really kind of opened my voice, and my mother said, "Well, you never said anything before like that."
Mm-hmm. There you go. See, that's probably what I heard.
But
yeah.
I was actually drawing posters for a band.
Well, see,
And I started singing along with them, and that's how I kind of started coming out.
I have seen some of your artwork. You are a spectacular artist. I've seen your paintings and drawings. Back to this vocal. When you were a young kid, in school and stuff, did teachers notice? Were you in choirs or anything?
Oh, I sang a little in music week groups, but mostly in groups. I wanted to be in the background. I wanted to just I loved making sound. I've always loved making sound. In fact, my sisters and I always experimented growing up making sounds. You want to sound like a saxophone? You can do that.
I see.
So we experimented, and we always experimented, and I loved the sound, just sound, making sound. And I think that's, that was also why I love the harmonies so much, because, well, that's how I grew up with the harmony in my house. Musicals and harmony and group singing, maybe, more is how I started out. Not with my voice out in front. That was always a little too scary.
Okay, all right. Well, you've grown into it, thank heavens. When did you start writing songs?
Well, I wrote verse with the thought of really writing songs. I think I was in high school when I started writing songs, but I didn't really pursue it at that point. I sort of put them in the back, and they're in my art drawing books.
Well,
they're in my drawing books now.
Were you using did you play an instrument back then?
I played a little bit of piano.
So when you were writing a song way back then, your first ones, was it just lyrics?
It was mostly the lyrics and the tune, but singing, but very, mostly the singing part of it. But it was the lyrics that would come to me mostly, and maybe a little tune after that. So it was words first. So I think that's what I would say. That's not always how I write, but usually it's the words first for me.
Interesting. Well, you feel like playing us a nice Leanne Town song?
Sure, I can play a
Excellent.
tune.
Great.
And And this came from an inspiration from going to Joseph, Oregon. I have some history there. My family has some history there. And just going back and trying to find that history and discover the history, and finding that a lot of people had discovered that history too. It was about old Chief Joseph, who's buried there. And I was just struck by walking into this place and seeing this, the monument to him, and people had come and tied little mementos into the tree and left offerings on his monument. And I thought, wow, it was very inspirational. That it was like bringing the past into now. And it's funny because I came back and I really didn't think of writing a song, but I woke up in the middle of the night and the words just came out, and it was almost like I dreamed it. And then when I thought about it later on, and I was told by somebody else that it's about the Nez Perce people, it's a dream culture, so it made sense to me. I mean, their religion is based a lot on having a dream, and I thought, well, okay, well, maybe there's something there. I don't know. So it's called Sleeping on Earth.
Okay.
I've come across the desert for a cool hour song. Now I'm thinking maybe I stayed away too long. I can sense the coming winter, and the past has seen the sun beating down the settler's spirit as a healing begun. Well, Chief Joseph walked this land, I know. I heard the story long ago. In this town, he's a one-man show. The people follow where he goes. Sleeping on earth, walking on needles of pine, knowing that one day I'll have to leave this land behind. Sleeping on earth, walking on needles of pine. The people slip into slumber with the passing time. Well, they've given me your freedom, I own land, and say what I please. But I let people go in family faith and expect my luxury. By the lake, near the town that bears his name, people come to pay respect for something they can claim. We look in from a mixed up world, bring us cigarettes and things that shine. Think we feel you for a moment, but we're so far behind. Well, old Joseph walked this land, I know. I heard the story long ago. In this town, he's a one-man show. I see his face when I go. Walking on earth, trying to keep my spirits in line. Sleeping on hopes one day I might find. On earth, drifting like the shadows through the pines, looking for you, looking for signs I might be walking on earth, living with these shadows in my mind, wondering if one day I'll find the time walking on needles at pine, knowing that one day you'll leave us behind.
Very nice. Well, this is very interesting now because you told me this came to you in a dream.
Mm-hmm.
So you wake up, and did you write the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
You did.
It was probably about 4 o'clock in the morning. I woke up. It woke me up. Actually, woke me up in the middle of the night.
And you just
I haven't really changed. I haven't changed it since, other than occasionally changing a little rhythm or maybe adding a little
sure.
a line or something. A musical part of it, a little bit, but for the most part, the lyrics never changed. So it's the one thing that's kind of stuck, because I'll write a song other times and, it's just not, doesn't quite stick.
Interesting.
So it sticks.
And so did you have the music in mind then? When you're at 4 in the
I
morning.
got a tune. Yeah, the tune came right after I started writing the lyrics, and the tune came right along with it, pretty much, because the words have a cadence, and if you find a rhythm or a cadence to it of the writing, I think in this case the music followed and fit that. Now you can do it the other way around, which the next song probably I'll do would say. I got the music first, but.
Well, okay, so it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You write this down. I get that you're going to remember that after you fall asleep. But when you wake up, the melody, you could still just remember it?
I remembered the melody in this
And you
case.
didn't grab a guitar or anything in 4 in the morning. It was more the melody like that your first song in high school.
No, I did pick up the guitar because
You
I
did?
had been playing guitar. I started playing guitar in my teens also. About the time that I started singing, I had picked up the guitar because I was drawing posters for a band, and of course there are guys that show you chords. So I thought, I'll try playing a little guitar, and so that's how I got into the expressing myself this way.
Did you record it that night?
No.
Okay, you just remembered it.
No.
Okay, well that's very interesting because it was a given topic. It's as though you were at that situation, right, in Joseph, and you digested the information and just woke up and wrote the song. Very interesting.
It doesn't happen all the time,
I
but
understand.
it happened to me not that long ago, but I changed the words on another song.
Gotcha.
I have one about waking up and seeing the moon in the middle of the night, but I changed the lyrics a lot of times, it can be, that's a lot of the expression as well as the tone of voice that you get, or the tone in the song, or the rhythm and cadence of the song. The lyrics, if they're personal, they're going to stick more, I think.
If you had a piece of advice to give songwriters, beginners or others, any particular thing you might say?
Well, I think if something wakes you up at 4 in the morning, you probably should get up and heed that. At least give it a shot, because
Yes.
you don't know, there's an inspiration there that needs to be followed. Follow that little inspirational lead. I think there are a lot of times when I've thought of something and it just, I lost it because you go back to sleep, and it's
Well,
you should get up. I think you should get up and
sure.
just grab that and go with it a little bit.
Do you get most of your ideas like sleeping? I mean, do you wake up a lot with ideas?
I do wake up with some ideas, but I don't know. I get ideas during the day too. Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, what the heck? Should we try another one here?
Sure.
Now, are we going to play the song "Dirt"?
Yeah, let's play the song "Dirt."
Well, I'm going to
He's
jump in
gonna
on
play
this
with
just so the crew knows I'm back in the game, but only with the guitar part, pretty much. So you just keep that camera off of me. Keep the show at a higher level. I'm just kidding you. All right. All righty.
Well, this song is Dirt. Now, this one
Yes.
I actually wrote the music first to this just because, I don't know, I just liked the groove. And once I got the groove, the words followed
Okay.
very closely, so.
All right.
It's about dirt. When I plant these seeds, I plant them to grow. I sow these seeds row by row. Gonna get back to the roots that I know. Well, I dig it, dig it, dig it. Every flower is a show. Heart beating, earth, blood, soul catching rain. A little bit of pain, a whole lot of gain. Watch the sun come up, growing greens and grays. Rise up tomorrow and do it again. We're gonna rise up above the dirt machine. Rise up, oh, the dirt I see. When I take care of my dirt, my hands come clean. Well, oh, there's a little dirt on the big TV. There's a lot of conflict over history. And there's a lot of people trying to go green. Want to help each other in a natural scene. So, Mr. Corporation, dig our nation. Don't forget the obligation, conservation, no starvation for our future generation. Don't care if your bottom line is red or black. We got to take care of our mother so she feeds us back. Gonna rise up above the dirt machine. Rise up, oh, the dirt I see. When we rise above the dirt, our hands come clean. When I write these words, I plant them to shine. I write these words line by line. Gonna get ourselves together, gonna take a little time. Got some veggies from my garden and a big jug of wine. I wanna rise up above the dirt machine. Rise up, oh, the dirt I see. When we take care of our dirt, your hands come clean. Oh, ooh, hey,
All right. Dirt. So the
I'm a
thing
gardener.
now that song, you said that music came to you first
Yes.
on that, correct?
It was more like the groove, and then the lyrics just fell in behind the groove, you know.
So you had the groove, and the same day the lyrics started coming? Or,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, I wrote the
okay.
lyrics the same day.
So usually that happens with you? A lot of times a song will happen in the same day?
A lot of times, yes.
Okay. All right. Very good. Now, so the interesting thing to me about that song is you've got dirt used in, I mean, it's happening two ways. You got dirt in the ground, and then you've got this corporate stuff going too, and you have the word dirt flown in there. And I think it's interesting how dirt moves through the song conceptually to me. You might not have even meant it that way. I don't know.
Well, dirt's very important, I think,
Oh,
in a
dirt's-
lot of ways.
Oh, yeah, it's very important. Dirt's very important.
Or not.
songs, when you write them, do you usually go through periods where you don't write some for a while and then you write a number of them?
I think so. I think there tends to be an inspirational sort of period that happens. It's kind of like painting. I started in art, and that's really what I really intended to do, was continue being an artist. And so you do go through phases. I go through my painting phases and my music phases, and it's all a matter of that expression. And it's an expression in gardening. Actually, it's also an expression for me. I have a lot of expressions that way.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You have a beautiful garden too. I saw.
Yeah,
it.
well, thank you.
Well, I think we have time to have you take us out on one more song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
And if you get to the end of the song and we're still going, I'll just tell you, keep playing the dang thing. Leanne Town, thank you very much for coming.
Well, thank you for having me.
Great to see you.
I've got a room with a moon, a stage in my window. There's nothing funny on TV. Without the sun, I'm left singing to the moon. My comedy is turned tragedy. There's no room on the moon for me crying. You've given me the key to misery. It's curtains, I know, on the big picture show. Can't you shine some sympathy? Oh, moon, the stars are paparazzi preying on your sensitivity. You're jealous of the sun because you'll have so much fun when